Heath here from pickinglessons.com. In this lesson we have a lovely O'Carolan tune by the name of Fanny Power. This arrangement is in the Celtic fingerstyle way of playing. We're in drop D tuning. It's a nice slow one. It's in 6/8 time. We'll have a look at part A of this arrangement here in this video in a moment. We'll break down some of the techniques and chord positions that we have. But head on over to pickinglessons.com and you can grab yourself a copy of the tablature for this arrangement. Also in the member section there, we'll break down the lesson for part B of the tune as well. Now, we are in drop D, so make sure you get string 6 down to the D. So we have D, A, D, G, B, and E. Once we get to that tuning, some of our chord shapes are mildly challenging for the left hand. So one of the common chords that comes up through the tune is this G position. Because we're in drop D tuning, the G has shifted across to fret 5 on the string 6. So rather than G in the regular position, we're going to have to play it slightly differently to accommodate the tuning. We do end up with some large stretches because of that, but we'll check them out as we go. The right hand, it's very melody driven. So we're really supporting the melody with a variety of bass notes from the harmonies. So our thumb is going to play those bass notes in your right hand. And then the melody can be played with pretty much 2 fingers alternating. So that could be index and middle, or it might be middle and ring. We'll talk about a few ideas as we go through, but the right hand structure is pretty consistent. The left hand chord shapes are probably more challenging. So we'll check that out. Now, opening section. So we can see there's just an example. Firstly, that G shape, the position there for fret 5 there on string 6, that's our G. You can see in the right hand after the pickup note, so index finger, then we're going to pinch with the middle and thumb back to the index. As we shift chords, second finger on that B, we're going to pinch again, and then we're going to alternate for the melody. So you can see already how that alternating between 2 fingers is going to work. Next chord position, just while we're going, measure 2. So here we have C to the A minor with that melody there. So notice again for the fingers in the right hand, this is going to be pretty consistent all the way through. So pinching, alternate, pinch, and then we have 2 notes. So we're going to use 2 fingers there, just a little arpeggio. Thumb is always taking the bass notes. Just keep alternating those 2 fingers, whether it's index, middle ring, won't matter. Now the 6/8 time signature has some interesting rhythms. So far we've had this same rhythm structure twice. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Yeah, so first 2 measures has the same rhythm. Pick up note on count 6. 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So there's some variation as we go through, and we'll check that out. In the next bar, for example, we have 1, 2, and 3, 4, 5, 6, yeah? So you can see the dotted 8th notes there to the 16th, so that's a common feature of this rhythm. Otherwise, the second beat in this measure, we have 3 8th notes. Notice the bass notes are pretty much all dotted quarter notes, so that is where the pulse sits in a 6/8 time signature. So we're counting in 6/8 just as we're learning it, but really the 2 pulses are on each dotted quarter. So that third measure where the pulse is would be this. Yeah, 1, 2. So 2 beats in the measure essentially. Okay, so this section here, that D chord with the pull off, and then we're going to switch that D over F sharp and another pull off there from the E. 1, 2, and 3, 4, 5, 6. Measure 4 has similar chord structure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now, this is one of those chord shapes where we're starting to have a bit of a stretch. So this is what's going to make this tune challenging, the left-hand position. So this chord here, so out of that D over F sharp. So we've got the F sharp, the A, then the little finger on the C. Ideally, you want to hold on to notes for as long as you can until the harmony changes. So in other words, in this measure, we've got the D, low D ringing, the F sharp ringing, hold on to that while we play the C, try not to sacrifice the F sharp. So, we don't want that. Don't want that third finger coming off. We want to leave it there. Yeah, so big stretch there, 3rd, 4th fingers. Then we're going to shift over to the G with our 3rd finger. But this is another stretch melody we've got to play. So our 3rd finger's on the G, we need that for what's coming next. So our first fingers are required to play the A down at that 2nd fret. So measure 5, 1, 2, and 3. Yeah, a bit of a stretch backwards. So to get those stretches, opening up those fingers, we really need the wrist low, thumb low on the back of the neck, so you can really open up the hand there. If you're crowding the neck like this, you're not going to have the flexibility to get back to those frets that we need. So do get that wrist down and keep that thumb lower or behind the neck. So measure 5. Notice everything ringing together. That's really important. So third, little finger, first finger for the second half of this measure. And then as we move into measure 6, we have this C shape, and the melody's a little busier here into the A minor. So over the C chord there, we have 1, 2, and 3, and. Yes, we have the 16ths within that beat. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, 5, 6. Just watch those fingers. You need that little finger there because you got your third finger and first finger busy. 1, 2, and 3, and with the pull off, and then 4, 5, 6 for the A minor. Closing this out, so we have this repetitive rhythm structure again. So 1, 2, and 3, 4, 5, 6. Holding onto those notes. Closing out on the G. This arpeggio here, and we're going to run the B with the first finger while the third finger's there. You could probably get away with using your little finger there, but you're going to have to switch back to your third as the repeat comes around, and also for part B as well. Just the way the melody's around what's happening next. So measure 7, 4, 5, 6. But really that stretch isn't too bad as long as you're getting that wrist down, that thumb down. So thumb in your right hand is playing all those bass notes, and when we're pinching, using your fingers to do that, middle finger or index or ring, and then alternate to another finger for the following melody. And that's pretty much going to be very consistent all the way through. Speaking of melody, the melody always wants to be very strong, so don't let your bass notes overshadow the melody. The melody should be at the forefront of the mix, and those bass notes are purely accompanying the melody. There's some really lovely bass movement through. It's only a slow tune, so don't play it overly fast. That was recorded in the demo at 50 beats, 50 dotted quarter note beats per minute. So we don't want to play this one fast. Now, pickandlessons.com, we will break down what we need to do for part B there in the members section, but you can also grab the tablature from there as well. So pickandlessons.com, I'll see you there.